Many small towns celebrate their heritage with a special festival or maybe other important sites throughout the town. New Salem, North Dakota is like those towns in some ways, but much unlike those towns when it comes to what they did to celebrate their history. The story is this edition of the American Countryside.
About 30 miles west of Bismarck, North Dakota, you'll find a town with quite an agricultural legacy.
New Salem was founded in the early 1880s. The Holsteins kind of came in around the turn of the century. Probably one of the leading dairy communities in North Dakota it grew to be.
Alan Tellman has lived, farmed, and worked in and around New Salem for all of his life. His great-grandfather was one of those early settlers who began a dairy farm. As the years passed, people realized the consistent and profound difference the dairy farms in New Salem had on their town, and they wanted to do something to honor the work of present-day farmers and the generations before them.
Started out with a 8-foot statue on a corner someplace in town, and the more they talked about it, the bigger and bigger the project got. Finally, somebody in the Lions Club says, let's make something humongous that they can see from Interstate 94. So this is what they came up with.
Yes, since 1974, it's a 38-foot tall, 50-foot long cow named Salem Sioux, who literally stands overlooking the town and surrounding countryside.
At that time, the cost was a little over $40,000. In the 70s, $40,000 was a lot of money, So it was a big undertaking, it really was.
Salem Sioux is the world's largest cow, a sight that can be seen for miles in the distance. At the beginning of the 20th century, several area creameries were here to process the large amounts of milk produced by local farms. While times have changed, farming is still the foundation of the community.
Dairy industry obviously has shifted in the country. It's not like it used to be at all. But she still stands for a community. She stands for commitment, dedication. What it took on a dairy farm is what it takes to keep a community going also.
The Holsteins have long been the thing for which this county was known. The school's mascot is the Holstein, and although many of the real-life Holsteins have left area farms, the impact on the community remains. The town festival, Cowtown Hoedown, is held every July. Locals continue to maintain the driveway up School Hill, and they paint Sue every 6 to 8 years to keep her looking great. It's a place that thousands visit, and a place important to Alan.
When I think of my great-grandfather, like many of the farms here that settled here, and she's looking over the countryside, to me she means a lot. Yeah, it's part of my heritage, part of the town's heritage, and part of the present.
Salem Sioux has been standing watch over this hill now for over a half-century, a symbol of the dairy industry that was here and the farming that continues in the region. Traveling the countryside in New Salem, North Dakota, I'm Andrew McCrae.
Thanks, Andrew. Now this marks the 50th celebration for Sue as she was placed on top of the hill in 1974. Well, coming up, a new executive takes the wheel at John Deere. See who won that nationwide search for a chief tractor officer next.